Hi everybody, welcome to Best of British Blackwell. It's a lovely summer's day, really roasting hot, so today we're going to be barbecuing some chicken. Not just any chicken. You would have seen from my previous video that I unboxed some meats from AP Meats earlier this week, and today I'm going to be making some beer can chicken using that lovely big free range chicken that they sent me. I'm also going to be cooking up some barbecue chicken thighs as well, because that's my favourite piece of chicken. And finally I'm going to be making some stuffed peppers, or pepper poppers. Something quite new. My cousin introduced me to these, so thank you to her for showing me these. They're really simple to make, really easy, and they use a bit of a kind of a cheesy, for want of a better word, ingredient. So come over, let's have a look at all the ingredients. Let's get our chicken ready, get it in its marinade, and we'll make a start with this barbecue. Nice eclectic array of ingredients and colours on this board, I'm sure you'll agree. The first thing that's probably going to jump out at you is this kind of Primula squeezy cheese. I am not a massive fan of that stuff. I only think it's good for one thing, and that's what we're going to be using it for today, to stuff these peppers. Essentially what we do is we cut the top off of the pepper here, we strip out as much of the inside as we can, we fill it crammed full of cheese, and then we wrap it in bacon and whack that on the barbecue. It's absolutely superb, and you can do this with any type of pepper. I've seen people do it with Scotch bonnet peppers before. I've seen people do it with the tiny little sweet peppers. They work just as well. This is the first time I'm stuffing these types of peppers. It's absolutely superb. I've used cream cheese before in the past, but actually it's a bit of a pain to get in there. This is perfectly designed to get in there. We're going to be topping that up with some cheddar cheese as well, and then finally we've got our lovely streaky bacon that we're going to wrap it in. Our other ingredient here, obviously, star attraction, is the AP Meats whole chicken. What we're going to do with that is get it into a rub and a marinade and leave it for a couple of hours. Then we're going to place our can through this little gadget here and sit the chicken on top. That's going to sit straight on top of our barbecue. I'll show you a little bit more about that in detail a little bit later on. And then finally I've got some chicken thighs here, some bulk standard skin on chicken thighs, which I'm again going to marinate up using a barbecue marinade, but albeit slightly different from the chicken one. And then we're going to throw those on the barbecue. So first things first, let's get our meat in the marinade. So firstly we're going to make a start on the marinade for the chicken that's going to sit on top of the beer can. This is going to be straightforward really. I've got some Food Rub Company barbecue rub, which is going to form our dry ingredient in there. Quite a little bit of that into a bowl, lovely. Then we're going to add some wet ingredients that are going to stick to this meat, and it's going to sit in there for a couple of hours, like I said, so it's going to be lovely. The first thing I'm going to use is some Meat Luster barbecue mop sauce. Now, you'd usually see people kind of pasting this onto their ribs and chicken as it's on the grill, but this works lovely as a marinade as well. We don't use too much of it because it's really quite rich, but as you can see, it's lovely and thick, and it's going to stick and coat to that chicken perfectly. I use some liquid seasoning here as well as another wet ingredient, because too much salt and pepper on the chicken doesn't really work that well. Finally, a bit of a secret ingredient here. Doesn't sound like it would normally go with this, but this is a hoisin sauce. This adds the sweetness. You could probably substitute this again for honey or something like that, but I actually like the extra kind of Chinesey taste that this gives. The final ingredient on here is a spicy barbecue sauce. This is a very standard shop bought supermarket kind of style barbecue sauce. Finally, all we do is give these ingredients a nice stir, and then we're going to open this chicken out. Let that sit in there to one side. Let's open this chicken out and get this chicken straight in there. As you would have seen on the unboxing video, the chicken's really well packed. Produced in the UK as well, which is always great. Let's get this open. Beautiful, look at that. That's a lovely chicken. I'm going to take the tie off of it, because what we're going to do, once this has been in the marinade, we open this all out so we make sure that it's all rubbed over. Once this has been in the marinade, we stick the beer can in there, and then we stick this chicken on top of the barbecue to dance around it and cook itself like that. But first things first, what you want to do is get this straight into your marinade, and no easy way of doing it. Get your hands in there and work this beautiful marinade that you've just made into this chicken. Get it into every single crevice and orifice, and then all you want to do is leave that for a couple of hours. Put some cling film over it, leave it for a couple of hours, let those flavours infuse. Now for the chicken thighs, Much the same process, just going to use slightly different ingredients. As you can see, I've donned the blue gloves now, so I'm not continually washing my hands. Plus also, blue gloves really help because we're going to be massaging this right into the meat a little bit more than we did the whole chicken there. So first things first, let's go in with some seasoning. So again, we use our liquid seasoning in here. Now you'll notice I'm just using the tray that these chicken thighs came in to marinate them. I don't see why we'd want to dirty another cooking utensil there, so that's always quite handy. And then I've got some barbecue seasoning here as well. I don't know how similar or different it is to the barbecue seasoning I used on the whole chicken, but we're going to find out today. It's all about experimenting. And then I've got some Ancona chili barbecue sauce here. Not too spicy actually, with it being Ancona and chili, I thought it might be quite spicy, but it's not actually too bad. It's quite subtle, which is nice. And then finally, I had a tiny little bit of fry mix in here. So this is the kind of stuff where you make your own southern fried style chicken. And it doesn't sound like it would work on a barbecue, but actually these thighs expel quite a bit of fat. And then when it interacts with this fry mix, it actually works really well. So straight in with the hands, get these thighs completely covered in as much of this marinade as possible. I can see straight away that I'm going to have to go in with some more barbecue sauce, so we're going to do that now. Be sure to clean your barbecue sauce bottle off afterwards. I'm going to make it all nice and clean, but in we go, straight in there. And then again, finally, I'm going to add a little bit more of the fry mix to dampen the kind of wetness of this sauce down. So again, get a bit more of that in there. And then more cling film straight over the top. Let them marinate, let them sit, let them stew in these juices, and then we'll be looking to get them onto the barbecue. Perfect. While these are marinating, we're going to move on to the peppers. Now we move on to the peppers, and this is a really simple process, but absolutely wonderful in terms of flavour. All we do with these peppers is cut the tops off here. Now, like I said, this is the first time I've made this using these sweet peppers. So it's and the reason I've not used them before is because it's a little bit harder to get the seeds and the insides out. But what you want to do is get a knife and get as much of the seeds and the insides out as you can. If you were using little sweet mini bell peppers or something like that, it would be nice and easy to get lots and lots of the seeds out. But actually, on these little sweet peppers, the seeds don't travel down too far, and actually you're going to cook them anyway, so they're not really going to add anything to the flavour, or they're not really going to detract anything from the flavour, I should say. But get out as much as you can, because what we're going to do next is get some bog standard cheddar cheese, and we're going to cut it into nice thin strips, little straws like that. Okay, nice and thin, and then you just start to poke those down inside the pepper as far as you can get them, and as many as you can get in there. So again, cut yourself a few, and you're making kind of cheese straws, if you like, out of these. So nice and thin. Mind your fingers when you're doing this. Poke them down as far into this pepper as you can get them. Don't worry about breaking the cheese, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see it, you just need to get in as much as you possibly can in there. And finally, the last one. See if we can shove that all in there. That's perfect. Don't let any go to waste. So you've got some lovely strong cheddar cheese in there. Now, this is when our old naff friend, the squeezy cheese, comes into it. So this is a Primula shop bought £1 off the shelf original creamy cheese that you squeeze out of a tube. You know, it's essentially a chef's nightmare, really. It's not the done thing to use this, but actually it's perfect for this purpose, because what I'm going to do now is take this squeezy cheese and squeeze as much of it as I can get inside that pepper, and then hopefully that would have squeezed all the way down inside this pepper here, so create a nice seal on it, and I can feel it filling this pepper up right from the bottom. You know, get as much as you can in there, and again, same with this one. Squeeze as much in here as you can possibly get. Now, all a little bit messy. Actually, you get the kids to do this. It's quite fun for them. What we do now is get some of our lovely streaky bacon. What I try to do is get the top back on here and then wrap the bacon round the top so it holds it in place as best as possible so that the cheese can't escape. And then we get another one and we literally just wrap all the way down, and I reckon that's probably fit for one more slice of bacon. Beautiful. Get that all the way around there. And then you do that to the rest, and then those will sit on the barbecue along with our chicken. You know, when our chicken's got about 10 minutes to go, throw those on. They're going to be absolutely beautiful as well. Final little tip for you in terms of these peppers: if you struggle to get the tops of the peppers back on, fix it in place with some bacon and then put a skewer or a toothpick straight through the top, and that will hold that perfectly in place so it doesn't move. Just a handy little tip, and it stops the cheese falling out the top as well. Okay, so now we're at the stage where our meat's been marinating for a couple of hours. We're ready to use our little contraption here to get the chicken onto the beer can mount. So I'm not using a beer can today, I'm using a small fruit cider can. Any can will do. I've used soft drinks cans in the past, not a problem. Use this opportunity to, with your gloves, get your hands back in there again and get this chicken completely rubbed in this beautiful sauce. And then what you want to do is get the chicken, sit it straight over the top of the can, sit it down on there as far as it will go. There we go, that's beautiful. And then all we do is take the lid off of our barbecue here. Let me pan the camera around so you get a really good view of this. Just give me a second. The barbecue is nice and hot now. And then we just take our beer can chicken, we stick it straight in the middle. Close that lid down. Our meat thermometer now is telling us that the inside of the chicken is at 71 degrees. So we're about approaching the halfway stage. Chicken's going to heat up really, really quickly from here. So let's have a look and see how it's going. Look at that. Lovely colour on the chicken. You can see that the barbecue glaze that we put on there has stayed on there really, really nicely. I'm going to put the lid back on because we want the barbecue to maintain temperature. Going really, really well. I say another 10 minutes or so and we'll be there. Our beer can chicken is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my pan over to here. I'm going to use my bear claws here to grab hold of this chicken. As you can see, it's come off of the beer can holder. That's fine. I'll put this to one side, and now we'll take this off, and then we'll prepare the grill now to get our chicken thighs and our pepper poppers on. So next onto the grill, we're going to put the thighs. I always put these skin side down first to get a nice crispy skin on them. These are only going to need about 10 minutes. So it's still a really nice hot grill, some beautiful hot coals on there, and it's just the standard process for grilling these now. We'll get the poppers on in about 2-3 minutes. Our thighs have been on for a couple of minutes now, they're going really nicely. As you can see, we're getting a lovely, beautiful kind of crisp texture on the skin there. I'm just going to keep turning those around just to make sure that they cook all the way through. Try not to rip the skin. And you can see our pepper poppers are on there as well. And the idea of this is that we're crisping this bacon up as much as we can. All going really well. I'd say that we're only about another 10 minutes away now from everything being beautiful on this. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the finished product. Let's talk about what we've got. We've got some lovely pepper poppers here. So these are sweet peppers which have been filled with some beautiful cheddar. They've also got some of that squeezy cheese in there, and they've been wrapped in bacon. Let me see if I can cut one of these open and just take a little look at that beautiful cheese oozing out of there. We've also got some lovely asparagus which we've done on our barbecue. We've got beer can chicken here. This is a lovely, lovely piece of chicken which I'm gonna give you a close-up of. What we've used is the beer can holder to roast this chicken. It's been marinated in some barbecue sauce for a good couple of hours. Also around the outside there we've got some lovely chicken thighs as well. Just excuse me while I move these chairs out of the way so I can come in here and cut this chicken. Cut straight down the middle there. This chicken was beautifully provided for us by AP Meats. Honestly guys, give them a go. Look at that. I hope you can see just how juicy and tender that chicken is. That's absolutely beautiful. It cuts beautifully as well. Look at that, absolutely falling apart. And then finally we've got some chicken thighs here, which I've just again marinated in a slightly more spicy barbecue sauce, and I've finished off with a lovely buffalo barbecue sauce over the top. Let me see if I can focus again over here on these pepper poppers as well, because these are a sight to behold. Let me see if I can really get in down there. You can see that they're absolutely chock full of cheese. Some of that's melted out now. Cheese with a lovely bit of bacon over the top as well. Absolutely beautiful. So all that remains now is just get one of these thighs straight onto the plate here. Lovely juicy chicken thigh. Get a lovely piece of this breast meat over here. Bear with me 1 second. Just cut this breast meat off. Beautiful moist breast meat there. Personally my favourite piece. Got to be a bit of chicken skin, barbecue style chicken skin. Just get that over the top there, back where it belongs. And we've got some lovely Caesar salad as well. Guys, give it a go. AP Meats, they're new on the scene. They've just taken over the delivery side of Wayne Walker Meats. Everything on this table is really easy to make yourself in this lovely sweltering weather. Get your barbecues going, get your veg out, get your salad on, get your chicken on the barbecue, and make yourself an absolute feast. Enjoy everybody, thank you for watching.